Okay. Um, all right. So you can run commands in the Python console with the current objects. So if I check the length, it says 1. So we want to check that it's length of 1. And in Python, for the and or symbols, keywords, it's the English words. So we want the length of the list to be 1, and you can use the English word and instead of the 2%, the 2 ampersand symbols. And a collection of objects. The first item, we want this to be a type of legend. But in the ORS model, so internally we call them legends, but in our interface, we call them visual color bars. So the way you can know is you can look at the collection of objects. So the first item, in Python, you can always ask the class with underscore underscore class underscore underscore. So here it says that our object is of type ORS model.ors .visual bar. Okay, everyone okay so far? So right now what I need to do is to import this class so that I can ask it if my current object is of this class. So I can import this package, so it's ORS model. So I can ask from ORS model.ors import visual color bar. And now that I've defined what is a visual color bar, or now that Python is aware of this class, okay. Now that Python is aware of this class, you can use the is instance So in Python, the is instance is a way of asking if this object is a type of this class. So if you go to, hold on, I will just leave this up for a second. So here we're asking, is this object a type of visual color bar? Okay. So I can run this in the command line, and if I run it, it says I have an error. Oh, it's because in the command line I haven't imported the package. So from ORS model.ors import visual color bar. And now if I import a package in the command line, now it says true that the first object is of type color bar. Oh yeah, you have a question?
Why my command line, the Python console?
You have to click on this little icon.
Oh.
So yeah, so you click on console. There's a little icon here that you can click. It's
It's in which spot? It's in the
debug.
Then console.
Yeah, and then okay. So we're in the get is selection valid portion of the code, and so if this is both true, then we should return true. Else return false. Okay. Okay, so now if I go back to Dragonfly and I right click, it still shows, and that's because so if I right click in the display, it still shows it because I haven't restarted Dragonfly yet. So normally if Python, when you update your module like this, you need to restart. But we've developed our own internal tool so that we don't have to, because restarting Dragonfly does take some time. It's not instant. So we have a package or a tool to re-import so that you can dynamically edit code like this. So if you go to click on developer and select re-importer. Okay, and on the right, now you should have a new tab for debug with one of these options for re-importer. So developer re-importer. Yep, everyone has it open? Okay. So now you can click on Expand All, and these are all of the Python modules that are currently loaded that Dragonfly knows about. So there's lots of different modules. So for now, so you can filter and search. So our module is called Synchronize Legends with Other Views. So if we search for that, synchronize, and it doesn't have to be the whole word, it can just be part of it. And here I see in current user, Python user extensions, generic menu items, synchronize with other. So I can select it, and then on the bottom, I can click re-import selected modules. Okay. So now,
Yeah. Yeah, and then Python user extension. Yeah, generic menu. Yeah. Yeah, the sheet is the same one. Yeah, I'm not sure.
okay, so now, yeah.
I thought we checked here.
Because here in maybe you could you running pieces.
No, this one. I run from this one. I only have this machine don't have this section.
Okay, it's only because you haven't restarted. Because you do need to have it working. Maybe you didn't.
I reset on the
Because you have the. So, you didn't finish. Yeah, so because you have a mistake in your code, it doesn't know. Okay, so now if I right click, okay, maybe that didn't work. Okay, maybe it doesn't. Oh, it doesn't always work. So I don't know. Do you guys, if you right click, do you still see it? Yeah. Oh. Okay. So this is not good. So sometimes the re-importer doesn't work. So you just need to restart Dragonfly, and then it will have loaded the new version. So to restart in debug, you can go to PyCharm and press this button to restart it.
You will close the first one.
Yeah. Okay. It's taking a long time. It's very slow on my computer. Yeah.
We add a sample, but we don't need save like upload as this.
No, it's in with PyCharm it autosaves. And the really nice thing about it is it will keep a history. So if you click on DCS and select local history, it will show you all the different versions with the difference over time. So like 9 minutes ago, this was what I had. 11 minutes ago, this is the code difference. And then the difference between this one and this one, which was, I guess it says yesterday because it's still in the Eastern time zone. So, but yeah, like it will show you all the differences and it will keep track of the history of your files. So you don't need to save, and the autosave actually saves the history for you. So if you delete something like a few days ago, but you want it back, you can go back in the history here. Oh, okay, that's why there's something here. Okay, so okay. So now if I right click on my display, okay, I have a breakpoint. You can remove it by just clicking on it again. Or I guess before we continue, you guys can follow along. So if you set a breakpoint at the beginning here, you can press this button to step one line, and if you set your keyboard shortcut, it will show you what it is. So here on my keyboard, it says it's F10. So here you still have access to all of the objects and can see what it's doing. But if I press F10, it will run just one line of code. So here, the length, so it didn't go here and it went here instead. And it's because my object is not a legend, but it's a display. So it's gonna say false for the selection is not valid. So you can see now I don't see it anymore in my option. But now if I right click on the legend, it's visible. Okay. So now if I right click anywhere else, I don't see my synchronized what do I call it? Synchronized position with other views. Okay, does that everyone follow?
Yeah. Yeah. So, oh. Okay. Oh. Doesn't stop. Uh, um, ORS, ORS model. You think they'll, okay. That's why it was in there. So you need to restart the, and then it should, yeah. Okay, everyone, is it working? Okay. Okay. And then, okay. So now, if I click on it, or if I show it in all four displays, if I click on it, it still doesn't do anything because we haven't implemented the code for it. But at least now the selection works. Okay, so now if I minimize this. Okay, so we've implemented this get is selection valid. Now, the next one that needs to be implemented is the menu item entry point. And here, this will be executed when the menu item is selected. So, so here, there's already some template code that's already given. So here, you have the collection of objects. And down here, this was a part of the previous example. You can remove this or you can leave it in. But the template code was for copying an interface. Copying the first data set into the second channel. But so for now, I will just remove this. And so you don't really need that. So what I can do is put a breakpoint for when I select the menu item. So if I right click now on my legend and select synchronize position with other views, now it stops in this section. Yep. So I can run this in the command in the terminal. Okay, and and so now if I hover,
So this is my object. I have a legend. So I can say a legend is equal to a collection of objects 0. And so now if I run this, okay, so I have my legend here. Okay, so now our interface for our objects, what are the specific methods you can use. You can find them on our developer documentation website. Okay, wait, I'll give you a moment to. Yeah. Maybe you have. Because you have that in you can using the delete one and then address C and okay. So on our developer website, you can find it over here. Code documentation, the ORS model. This is the package you imported earlier. And this is the documentation for all of our methods that are accessible from Python. So if you look on the left, there's all the classes. And the class that we implement that is the legend is called visual color bar. So if you go to visual color bar, you see all the methods and the arguments. And so right now, so this is for version of 3.5, but we've also been improving our documentation. So we also have one for 3.6, and it looks, we've been trying to make improvements so that it looks nicer to fix some of the formatting issues. So you can change the 3.5 to 3.6, and you will have a bit better formatting. So for the color bar, you see there's the different initializers, and then you have the methods. So we can get all views using lookup table, or we can determine if it's bold or if it has a border. And the one we are interested in is there's two of them we are interested in. It's get position for get position for view, and set default position. No, it should be set position for all views. So these two are the methods that you will use for getting the position of the legend and setting it for all of the views. Okay, so and a lot of our methods, they use the get and set commands, or get and set syntax. So you can look up, for example, if I go back here, I can type legend and do dots, and let's see. Okay, maybe it's not doing it here. Okay. Okay. So so for those in Python, I never declared any types to my variables. I can always just create a new variable without specifying a type. But this creates a problem for PyCharm because now when I try to use my object legend, it doesn't tell me anything. It doesn't know that this legend is actually a type of legend. I mean, PyCharm is not smart enough to know that legend is not a visual color bar. So you can actually tell PyCharm that this should be a type of visual color bar by putting a comment afterwards, giving the word type, and then just visual color bar. So now afterwards, now PyCharm will know that legend is a type of visual color bar. So now when I do legend dot, it knows all of the functions that a legend should have. And it also knows all of the methods that the parent has. So for example, legend, it inherits from manage, from node. So you can see, so in the 3.6 documentation, we added a new flowchart for all of our classes. So you can see, let's see, visual color scale bar. Yeah, here, visual color bar. It inherits from visual, it inherits from node, inherits from manage in the base class. And now PyCharm has access to all of the methods because now it knows it's of type legend. So, so now we want to get the position for the current view, and it takes in as parameter a view. So, so for now, I will just type in current view and show you how to get it, how to get the current view. Okay, everyone okay so far? Okay. Yeah.
You typed after bracket tab key, this key.
Oh, tab.
Tab key.
Yeah.
Tab key and show. Tab key and comma.
Oh yeah. Oh, the two spaces. It's oh yeah. It's a press tab, but normally it's two spaces, at least two spaces. Maybe or maybe space. Yes. Yeah. And if you go here, then I'm not sure. Maybe you can start like we start. Yeah. And then I think it was some process. Yeah. Does anyone else? Does it work for everyone? The drop down, like if I do, anyone? Does everyone see this? No. No. Okay. Share. It is a comment, but you need a code. It says you.
That is a comment for everything.
Yeah, it is a comment, but PyCharm uses it to do typing works. It's a comment for Python, but PyCharm. And then I'll show you how to get. Yeah. Where does it just? Okay, I guess too many. Okay. Okay. So it's very specific. Okay. So so right now current view is not defined. So before defining this, I want to show you another module. Okay. So in Dragonfly we have so here this is called a context. Is everything okay? Yeah. Okay, so so here this is a context, and like down here you can see the current state, the status track. When I change states, oops, not these buttons. When I change states, my ruler changes. Or for example, in window leveling, for my histogram, it's based on the selection. So if I deselect, I don't. Oh yeah, there's a bug in this version in 3.5. So, but if I deselect or change, if I change objects, then there should be some reactions to the program. So to get the current state and all this information, we have a module for the working context. But you can observe all this state information in this developer and context observer. So in our context observer, it shows you the information about this current context. So, for example, the current view I have selected has this name, has this unique ID, but when I click on different views, my current view changes. Or if I look under view under cursor, it changes when I change views. So you can use the working context to get all of this information. And there's more information about it on our developer web documentation. So in code documentation, it's in ORS libraries, I believe, and it's in the working context. So if you have any queries about the current state of the application, often you can ask the working context. So in the working context, there's one that's called get current view, and it takes a parameter of a plugin instance or the none type object if you want the current context. Okay. So you can import this package. It's from ORS libraries dot working context, and you import the working context class. Okay. So now I can define what my current view is. So the current view is just it's equal to the working context and get current view. And here it tells me the parameter is an instance. And the instance can be either a plugin to know which context you are in. So for example, if you're in the main context or in the image processing context, they have different independent behaviors. And they can have different screens and different layouts. So if you know you're in a different context, then you need to pass in a parameter. But for menu items, you don't need, it's always in the current context. So for the current context, you can just type none to say that you don't belong to any specific context. Just use the current one. Okay, does that make sense for everyone? Okay. So I can't run this yet in the console because I haven't imported it. So I will just copy it and paste it into the console to import the package. And so now when I do current view, when I execute this code and ask it for the current view, it will return an object, which represents my current view. Okay, and so now when I ask the legend for its position for this view, it returns me a vector, an ORS vector, with the x position being 0.1, the x position 0.1, the y position is 0.95, and the z is 0. So, the position is based on relative size. So the top left corner is 0, 0, and the bottom right corner is 1, 1. And so in terms of relative distance, it's 0.1 in x and 0.95 in y. 0.95. Okay. Everyone understands? Anyone have questions? Okay. What do you not understand?
What do you mean?
Okay. So when I asked for the position of the legend, it gave me this 0.1 for x, 0.95 for y. Okay. Okay, so the 0.1 and 0.95 make sense for you? Okay. Yeah.
Asia Conference. Copy and paste to follow.
Yeah, this line. Yeah. Import the video. You need to run this. Yeah, because it hasn't been. Okay. That's yes. Okay. Go down. Or maybe right click on the. Yeah. No, that's because before you were not in a break. Like you. That's okay. Yeah. Yeah. So this is okay. Now you can run and run this one. You can run it. Yeah. And so now you can copy like all of it. Yeah. See at the beginning. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So now I can assign this position to my current position. Assign it to a variable called current position. And now I can set this position for all of my views. So previously I said it was set position for all views. And I can say current position. Okay. Okay. So now, so before executing it, oops. Oh, I think, oops. My legends disappeared. Let's see. Current position. Let's see. One. Oh, it's okay. Because my legend disappeared because I didn't have my legend. The legend only shows it for the current selected object, and so since I wasn't selected, it didn't show my legend. So now if I move this legend over here and just rerun all this code, so I can select it and copy, and I can paste it. And so now right now you can see that I don't know if you saw, but like it didn't happen instantly, but now they are slowly updating when the view is refreshed. So this is because sometimes you want to do many events, change many parameters, and then refresh the display. This is a way to optimize the speed of your application. So the last step you need to do to refresh the displays is to ask the legend to refresh all parent views. Okay. So now if I just move them all around, since this one is my current view, when I will execute that code, all of my legends will move to this position. So now if I copy this code and just run it again. Yeah. Okay. Can you go back? Maybe or maybe if you press continue, then put like a breakpoint. Remember, and one line, and then can you right click on the breakpoint? Okay, we can't use it. Okay, sometimes, yeah, this is what ideally we want, but most of the time, it should work. So in this case, I guess you can run it and then press continue. It depends on the machine. We don't know how to always reproduce it. Yeah. Maybe it's for you also maybe better to use that. Yeah. But it doesn't have any code. Yeah, so it's all using the old. That's why I'm switching between the two. Yeah. 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 Anyone else have a question? Yeah, we can start.